Gary Paffett is the winner of the 9th round of the 2009 DTM season at Dijon in France. At the 3.8 kilometers long track, the drivers showed one of the most thrilling races of the past years in front of fully packed grandstands. At the start, most attention was given to the third-place driver in the point standings, Gary Paffett, in 8th place. The runner-up in the driver's standings, Matthias Ekström, who started 4th, and points leader Timo Scheider, who only started from 16th place. Paffett and Scheider were able to make up places in the early stages already, and thus Scheider was 9th after 2 laps, while Paffett was already 5th. Thus, pole sitter Bruno Spengler led the field from Christensen, Di Resta and Ekström. However, Spengler failed to keep the pace over the distance and ended up 3rd. Ekström and Paffett both came into the pits at the same time for an early stop and then had a clear track to pull away. Timo Scheider stayed out longest and was lucky to be on his way into the pit lane when his left rear tire blew. Coming out of the pit, Scheider managed to slot into 8th place behind Ralf Schumacher. Schumacher also kept Scheider at bay during the spectacular second pit stop and eventually scored the best result of his DTM career so far by finishing 5th. At the end, everybody had to back off because we had seen so many punctures. At that time, nobody wanted to take any risks anymore. That was the same for everybody. It was a fair and thrilling race. Scheider's puncture wasn't an exception for Audi, because during the race it also struck Oliver Jarvis and Tom Christensen, who dropped back from 3rd to 15th place. The worst fate had Matthias Ekström, whose left rear tire blew while he was in the lead. Ekström ended up 9th and now has no chance of winning the title anymore. At Hockenheim already I was in the lead and lost. But there is no use of crying over spilled milk. One can only say that this season didn't go very well for me. Timo Scheider benefited from these retirements. He could be very happy with 6th place. I had to attack and risk everything to make it up to the front. That wasn't quite like saving my tires. At the end I knew after the punctures of Matthias and Tom that I had to be careful with the tires. That worked out. Meanwhile, Gary Paffett safely drove his 3rd season win home and is only 7 points down on Scheider in the driver's standings.
It was a really tough fight with Matthias Ekström, and in the end he had a puncture, but we were both pushing extremely hard and had a big gap to everyone else. It showed how hard we were pushing the cars, and in the end something had to give up, and it was his tires.
The result of the penultimate round of the 2009 DTM season in Dijon at a glance. A 5-way victory for Mercedes-Benz. Matthias Lauda scored his first point of the season by finishing 8th. Maro Engel in 12th place, Oliver Jarvis 15th. Tom Christensen was black flagged for leaving out a part of the track with 4 laps remaining. Before the season finale, there is now a 2-way fight for the title between Gary Paffett and Timo Scheider. The defending champion's lead over Paffett has been reduced to 7 points. Behind them, Ekström, Di Resta and Spengler. Excitement is guaranteed for the final round of the DTM season at Hockenheim.